And the flavor with the butter finish makes it so delicious. And then sweetness of the carrots and the sweetness of the Vidalia onions. This is a perfect side dish, okay? You should make this at home. What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my kitchen. It's your boy, Chef Todd, giving you the tips and tricks to bring the most delicious food into your kitchen, hot off the stove. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is learn how to saute a leafy green. That is my second favorite, okay? Right behind callaloo. We're gonna learn how to saute kale today, okay? Kale is delicious, and specifically, we're gonna learn how to saute Tuscan or dinosaur kale, okay? That's my favorite kale out of the whole family, okay? So you can make kale chips. You can saute this kale. You can do many things with it, okay? So today we're gonna learn how to saute it and bring some flavor into the behavior of your kale, okay? That's what we're gonna do next. All right, sous chefs, here we go. We got them kales up in the shot, okay? So this is what we're going to prep and saute today. Look how beautiful these things are. They're a little bit on the smaller side because, you know, it's winter and it's just turning into spring. So we don't have those really nice large leaves. So I bought two of them because two of them is just enough for me. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna prep these today. I'm gonna take these out of the little twine that they have them in, right? Look at how beautiful those things are. They're nice leafy greens that have so many nutrients. They're just nutrient packed and they are delicious when you prepare them right. So here's how you prepare kale, okay? You wanna take it off of the little stem that's in the middle, good. Take it off, just run your knife right alongside that stem, right? And there you go, right? You have your kale leaves, right? So I'm gonna do this to all of them. I'm gonna do it to one more so you can see it, good. So I turn it on the back, this is the front. I turn it on the back, good. And I take the top of the kale, right? And I just run the knife right along the stem, all the way down, good, on both sides. And then I just remove the stem, good, just like that. Good, and put it on the side, right? And we have two, all right? We have two things ready to be prepped, right? So I'm gonna show you how to prep these, but I have to do all of these. So give me a little bit and we'll be right back after I finish this. All right, sous chefs, here we have some beautiful Tuscan, AKA dinosaur kale. I have removed the stems and now we are going to cut them into strips, but we have to use the chiffonade method, okay? So what we're going to do is take a few of these prepped dinosaur kale and we're gonna stack them on top of each other just like that, right? Because we have to roll them into a cylinder, right? In order to cut them in a strip or cut them into strips, not a strip, right? So now look at that. It's rolled into a cylinder, right? And what you're going to do in order to cut it into strips is just make sure you grip it with the claw, right? Cut through right there, right? Just to make it easier for you to cook, right? And that's how you prep your Tuscan, AKA dinosaur kale, right? They're cut into nice long strips, easy for you to saute them, okay? Because they're gonna shrink on you, and this is perfect. They look like spaghetti noodles, all right? So they're ready to be sauteed. That's what's next, y'all. We're gonna saute these Tuscan strips of kale. All right, sous chefs, we have prepped the kale into some nice strips and now we are going to saute it, all right? I have some other vegetables that I also prepped while I was prepping the kale to give this some color and to give this more flavor, all right? So come on over here, we're gonna saute the kale now, okay? I have the pan right here, it's on about 7. I'm gonna add some olive oil. It's been heating for about 3 minutes, right? So it's right about ready. That's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to add some onions quickly, and then I'm gonna add some carrots that I cut up into some strips while I was prepping the kale, right? So I'm gonna take that, and what I'm gonna do is separate the onions and the carrots so they get a nice dance in the bottom of the pan. All right, get your skillet going. All right, we're gonna add some flavor to this skillet really quick. Add some salt. All right, we're not gonna over salt it though, right? Just like a teaspoon, and then a teaspoon of pepper as well. Good, because we gotta balance those flavors out. All right, and we're gonna let those sweat for a little bit. Just saute them for a little bit, right? Get some nice sweat on them. Good. We want them to also have some crunch, right? So we're not gonna overcook them. We just want them to dance a little bit before we put the kale on top, or we put the garlic in the pan, okay? So look at that, they look amazing, right? There we go, we're gonna put the garlic in right away, right? Put the garlic in, let that dance with the flavor, right? Get that going, great. It's looking good, it's smelling amazing. That smell just hit me in the face, like blah-dow, right? Smells good, right? We're gonna turn that up just a little bit because the temperature of the pan went down a little bit. So we're gonna turn that up, right? And right before those garlic pieces start to get a little brown, we're gonna throw some wine, right? We're gonna throw some cooking wine into the pan, right? I have some Marin wine. You can use any wine that you want, some sherry wine. I just want it to be a little bit sweet because the kale is a little bit bitter and you want to balance out that flavor, okay? So there we go. The carrots are a little bit cooked. The carrots are cooked, and also the onions look nice and crunchy, but also semi-cooked. So about right now, before the garlic starts to get really brown, what I'm gonna do is add some Marin wine to deglaze that pan. I put about 2 tablespoons in there, smells good, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the beautiful Tuscan kale on top. There we go. Good, right? And we're just gonna turn that around. Just fold it, lift and fold to bring all the flavor from the bottom of the skillet onto the kale, okay? The kale is gonna take really quick to cook, so you wanna get as much flavor in the bottom of the pan before you put it in there to start the flavor development before you put the kale inside, right? So right now that we put more kale in there, we're just gonna add just a touch more of salt. We're gonna add just a teaspoon of salt, right? There we go. And then some pepper, perfect. And some garlic powder. This is what you're going to finish this with, perfect, right? I add about 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. And again, we're gonna turn the stove back down to 7, right? And look at that. Your Tuscan kale is almost done, all right? We're getting some serious heat in this right now. So we're gonna temper and stir at the same time because it is basically done, right? We want our Tuscan kale to have a bite to it, so we don't want it to be too wilted, right? Or too overcooked. So it's perfect right now. What I'm going to do right now is add a tablespoon of butter. Good. Tablespoon of butter to get all of that flavor that developed in the bottom of the skillet onto all the vegetables that you just made. Okay? And that basically, turn the stove off. That is your sauteed Tuscan, aka Dinosaur kale in Chiffonade strips. Okay? With a nice Marin sweet, bitter flavor with a buttery finish. Okay? That is your kale right there. Look, see how it shrunk down from all that big bunch that we had earlier? Good. Right? This is just enough to serve either just you or you and someone else with some other components to the dish. Look how beautiful that is. Good. That is your Tuscan kale, right? That's it. Now we just have to taste it to see how it is. Boom. All right, sous chefs, that completes our sauteing of Tuscan, aka Dinosaur kale. All right. we are going to taste this before we end this video because that's what we do every time. I'm gonna get a couple strips like spaghetti. Good. Pick it up with the carrot. Ooh, I'm gonna wrap that around the fork so I don't make a mess of myself. Right, there we go. Perfect. Put it in my mouth. Mmm. Mmm. That sweet marrying with the bitter and the biteness of the kale is perfect. This is how I like it, right? Not overcooked, but it still has that bite. And the flavor with the butter finish makes it so delicious. And the sweetness of the carrots and the sweetness of the Vidalia onions. This is a perfect side dish, okay? You should make this at home. I dare you to. I know you're gonna love it, all right? So that is our kale video for today. I'm going to finish up making dinner, okay? I just wanted to show you how to saute some delicious kale so you can do it at home when you're thinking about side dishes you wanna make, especially healthy, nutritious ones like kale, okay? So that's our video for today, okay? That's it. I ain't trying to make this a long video. You're just gonna learn a couple tips and tricks to make vegetables delicious at home, okay? So you know what to do. If you like this video, I'm already telling you what to do. Like this video if you want to see more content like this, and also subscribe to my channel, all right? Share it with a friend, and if you want to talk about how delicious this recipe is, leave a comment in the comment section, okay? Let me know so we can have a conversation. But that's it. Kale video is out. Make your kale at home.